Howdy booktube, Nikki here. I bought some books, I'm gonna haul some books. Let's show you the books. So I think these books are mostly from April and May. I have some new releases, some books I received, and then another random book. So I'm gonna go through them now and show them to your faces. First of all, I won my first ever Goodreads giveaway. Woohoo! Is this The Real Life? The Passage by Justin Cronin. So shout out to Hatchet Books Australia for being cool beans and giving me this book. The reason that I was interested in this in the first place is because Justin Cronin has been likened to Stephen King. Stephen King said this is cool, and I like Stephen King a lot. Now this is a behemoth coming in at almost, I think, 1,000 pages, 900 and something. I don't know much about this one. I do know that there's something potentially apocalyptic going to happen. And whatever this big apocalyptic thing is brings together a 6-year-old girl, a guy on death row, and an FBI agent, which just sounds very interesting. I don't actually want to go in knowing any more than that because this is huge, and if you could summarize this into a smaller amount, it wouldn't be this huge. I'm pretty pumped for this. I don't know when I'll get to it because I'm trying to work through some new releases right now. A friend from work was reading this book and then she finished it and was going to pass it on, so she passed it on to me, and that is The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton. I don't generally go for historical books, but I have heard some really interesting things about this one. It's set in 1686 and follows 18-year-old Nella. Nella gets married to this wealthy merchant guy for the reasons I'm guessing that people got married in those days, which had to do with financial stability and class and social expectations and stuff. And she gets gifted this dollhouse version of their home with all miniature figures and stuff. And somehow the miniature house and what's happening in it plays into what's happening in the real world or something. I don't know if it's vice versa. And I've just heard really great things about it. There was one book that I just bought because it was super cheap, and that is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. I've read the first 3 books in this series. I have the first 2. My sister has 3 and 4. I don't think either of us has 5 or 6, so I will be eventually reading this series. Like, I'm not in any great hurry. Now onto the new releases, starting with one that you would have already seen had you watched my last wrap up. If not, I'll link it at the end. You can go and see what I thought of this book. And that is Lady Renegades by Rachel Hawkins. This is the 3rd book in the Rebel Belle trilogy. Can we just talk about how amazing this cover is, please? That'd be great. Also, the book itself is this pretty purple color. It's so pretty. The first book is described as Legally Blonde meets Buffy, which I totally think is on point. Throw in there some Southern Belle, cotillion type stuff. It's so much fun. As I said, I talked about this in my wrap up, so I'll link that later if you want to check that out. This next few you'll probably see in my June TBR if you watch that, starting with The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the 4th and final book in the Raven cycle, and I need to read it soon because I have been dodging spoilers on all of these books. Just la 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 la. This series though is so incredibly unique that it's difficult for me to tell people about it and not have them be like, oh, that sounds kind of like any other YA. No, it's not like any other YA book. Okay, just calm down and listen to me. It's good. Also, every single one of these covers is fantabulous, and I want them framed upon my walls. This one arrived in the mail and it was ginormous in comparison to what I was expecting. It's quite bigger than the first book, and that is A Court of Mist and Fury, sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Look how big this is. Look at it. That's huge. Oh my gosh. Everyone's actually raving about this, so I'm super excited. A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book, is like a loose retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and is it The Tale of Tamlin? So if you like this series, you should look up The Tale of Tamlin or whatever, because it totally explains the second half of the first book. This one, I think, is a loose retelling of Persephone and that whole myth. I don't really know any more about that than I've learned so far from Percy Jackson, so I'll be intrigued to see how this plays out. This book is so heavy, I think I just sprained my thumb. Another sequel to another series, Desolation by Derek Landy. This is the 2nd book in the Demon Road trilogy, which I really liked the first book. Really liked it a lot. Liked what happened to Amber, the character, and how she developed over the first book. Basically, Amber finds out some secrets about her family and then she has to go on the run because they're trying to kill her. So I'm really interested to see where it goes next because I want to see where her character goes. It's going to make or break the series for me. But I love Derek Landy a lot, so I have faith. I have faith. I totally forgot about this book until I just saw it there. It's not really a new release, but it is becoming a movie. Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. This is becoming a movie with Emilia Clarke and Sam Finnick, oh dear. Like, contemporary romance isn't something that I usually grab, but I'm just overwhelmed by everyone's positive reviews of this book, and I'm really interested in like chronic illness and disability and how that's portrayed in fiction, so I picked it up. I haven't even watched the trailer for the movie yet because I don't want to be spoiled, although I'm pretty sure I know what happens from everyone's reactions. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Oh gosh, I have to try and pick these up. So these are all the books I bought. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna put them down now. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these. Don't spoil anything, because that's gross. I'm gonna go put all my books away, and I'll see you next time. But in the meantime, tell me, is there a book right now that you are trying not to be spoiled for? Because I feel like I'm just barely going Goodreads. I'm like, oh no, I have to skim, don't look at the words. Because I'm just really worried that there's like 5 books there that I'm going to be spoiled for. I don't want that. Feel free to like this video if you like, subscribe if you want to see more. You can check out my last wrap up and my TBR if you missed those. I will leave links somewhere around. Alright, goodbye. Going, staying. Oh, I didn't actually, I forgot to stop recording.